Senator, I do need to get your comment today being Easter. President Biden has designated this the Transgender Day of Visibility. What's your take on that?
You know, Jason, I think everyone should be insulted by this, the intentional nature of this. Easter is a religious holiday. It is such a sacred day where we all meet at the cross. And for this White House to declare it, to issue a proclamation for Transgender Visibility Day, and then at the same time to deny the use of religious symbols in the White House Easter egg hunt art competition. Think about that one.
Oh gosh, I'll need to have a think. I think you're spreading complete bull. As usual, so much so that even Fox News' own reporter couldn't quite stomach it.
They are insulting every Christian who holds this day as a sacred day.
Conditions out here, it is rainy. We heard some thunder and lightning, and there's also some controversy surrounding the event this year. Transgender Day of Visibility falls on March 31st every year. This year, it coincided with Easter Sunday. And although President Biden, who is Catholic and attends Mass every weekend, issued a statement commemorating Easter Sunday, he also issued a statement marking Transgender Day of Visibility. Republicans sounded off about that and also about an egg decorating contest for the children of National Guard members. A flyer that was promoting the contest said kids' submissions must not include any questionable content, including religious symbols, overtly religious themes, or partisan political statements. Now, the White House says this restriction has been in place for 47 years, and the American Egg Board told Fox its rules are mandated by the USDA. But this new contest for the National Guard children was started by the First Lady in 2021, so it appears that her office just co-opted the same rules.
Oh, that's gonna hurt! Now, as I'm sure you've heard, over the weekend, Biden brought an end to the America as we know it by fixing the calendar so that Easter, the holiday celebrated by 95 other countries across the world, landed on the same day as Trans Awareness Day, the same day it has been celebrated for the past 15 years.
Now to this. Critics say Biden and the woke mob are taking a swipe at Christians this Easter. This year, Easter Sunday falls on Transgender Visibility Day, which is traditionally on March 31st. But this year, not only did Fairfax County, Virginia, make an official proclamation for Easter Sunday, so did President Biden. Biden was the first president ever to issue an official proclamation for Transgender Day of Visibility, and this was back in 2021. And in his proclamation this year, he said, quote, "Today we send a message to all transgender Americans. You are loved, you are heard, you are understood, you belong, you are America, and my entire administration and I have your back."
But just when you thought the fake outrage attested to this was gas prices filling up a migrant caravan level extreme, get this, he then had the nerve to go and prohibit religious drawings on eggs, the same rule that has been a precedent set by the American Egg Board for the past 45 years, across all Democrat and Republican administrations.
Think about that one.
But still, the unmitigated gall, huh? Yes, what's a holy holiday without Republican spin tactics to try and demonize the happily married man who never misses church in favor of the thrice married grabber
grab him by the
found liable of sexual assault.
All right, this is some context for you on where we are in the cash race, right? Joe Biden well ahead of Donald Trump in terms of cash on hand at the end of last month. But in terms of money raised, right, Joe Biden's fundraiser tonight, $25 million. Trump for the entire month of February only raised $20 million. That's how big that $25 million is. It's a large chunk of change, a historic chunk, as the Biden campaign was hinting at. And again, a little bit more context. How much would Trump need to sell to reach $25 million? You know, he's selling those Bibles, those God Bless the USA Bibles. He would need to sell more than 400,000 of those to reach $25 million. And he would, and remember those Trump Never Surrender sneakers, he would have to sell approximately 62,657 of them. So that's why he's looking forward to that big fundraiser next month. Because simply put, this type of stuff, this gimmicky stuff, ain't going to get him there, Laura.
Well, akin to most things Republicans wage a culture war over, there are some holes that need filling in. And by holes, I mean glacial-sized flaws. First, there was Trans Awareness Day, which fell on the same day it has in the past 15 years. But that didn't discourage Republicans from accusing Biden of, checks notes, trying to steal Jesus's thunder.
Joe Biden understands the optics of it, and he is doing this intentionally. And he is thumbing his nose at Christians and Easter, and he's essentially spitting in the face of Christians everywhere.
I think we got to hit it head on and suggest to President Trump and Mike Johnson and Senator Blackburn and others who are relying on the words of their Christ and their Jesus they celebrate today to condemn Joe Biden, to suggest to them that actually the Jesus they celebrate today would be inclusive of the transgendered community and would be supportive of the transgendered community and command all Christians, including Donald Trump, Mike Johnson, and others who celebrate today, that in fact they should love the transgendered community as they love their own God.
And when this argument is too much for even a Fox News reporter to stomach, you know it's a stretch. You see, while reporting at the Easter egg roll outside the White House, this Fox reporter must have had an earpiece malfunction or something, as she fact-checked both fake outrage schemes in a matter of minutes.
There's also some controversy surrounding the event this year. Transgender Day of Visibility falls on March 31st every year. This year, it coincided with Easter Sunday. And although President Biden, who is Catholic and attends Mass every weekend, issued a statement commemorating Easter Sunday, he also issued a statement marking Transgender Day of Visibility. It reads, "Today on Transgender Day of Visibility, I have a simple message to all trans Americans. I see you. You are made in the image of God, and you are worthy of respect and dignity." Republicans sounded off about that and also about an egg decorating contest for the children of National Guard members. A flyer that was promoting the contest said kids' submissions must not include any questionable content, including religious symbols, overtly religious themes, or partisan political statements. Now, the White House says this restriction has been in place for 47 years, and the American Egg Board told Fox its rules are mandated by the USDA. But this new contest for the National Guard children was started by the First Lady in 2021, so it appears that her office just co-opted the same rules.
Yeah, not what one would come to expect on the same network in which hosts can be found openly praying on air, while comparing Trump, of course, to God.
Ready your heart. It's the 5th Sunday of Lent, and our prayer series continues with a reading of prayer from the Hallow app. We all need it. Let's do it this morning. Close your eyes, if you would. Bow your head. Jesus.
Trump shared an AI-generated courtroom sketch that depicted Jesus sitting next to him at one of his trials. All this reminds me of a Bible verse from Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. "Beware of the false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves." Or, for those of you who are more secular, Jesus, take the wheel.
So, yeah, I wonder how long she'll last.
We begin with Donald Trump spending another religious holiday on social media on really what you would call a bender. Like dozens turned into 40, 50, 60, 70 posts through Easter, through the Easter holiday. While most people were spending time with their families, maybe in church, we were in church, Trump appeared to be glued to his phone, posting 77 times on Truth Social. From sunrise to sunset, the presumptive 2024 Republican nominee spent the day airing his grievances and sharing far-right news coverage that cast him in a positive light. And as is customary for Trump on the holidays, one all-caps post wished a happy Easter to his perceived enemies, including the, quote, crooked and corrupt prosecutors and judges that are doing everything possible to interfere with the presidential election of 2024 and put me in prison, including those many people that I completely and totally despise because they want to destroy America. Trump also shared 2 articles that compared him to Jesus Christ. One was titled, quote, The Crucifixion of Donald Trump. And the other wrote that something, quote, supernatural was happening with Trump, whom the author described as a miracle and the chosen one, sent by God. And in typical Trump fashion, one of his final posts on the day was a photo of him receiving a golf trophy for a tournament that he created and hosted. Chances are didn't win, but that's just me right there. President Biden, meanwhile, marked Easter Sunday with a solemn message that reads, Jill and I send our warmest wishes to Christians around the world celebrating Easter Sunday. Easter reminds us of the power of hope and the promise of Christ's resurrection. As we gather with loved ones, we remember Jesus' sacrifice. We pray for one another and cherish the blessing of the dawn of new possibilities. And with wars and conflict taking a toll on innocent lives around the world, we renew our commitment to work for peace, security, and dignity for all people, from our family to yours. Happy Easter, and may God bless you. There's so much here, such a contrast, and there's so much more to report.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.